So this presentation, guys, this one's not as intensive in terms of techie knowledge. Okay, this is all about Google, how it fits into your business model, how search is changing, the future of search, and what Google actually says is micro moments. Okay, and I say what Google says is micro moments because actually we, as a digital agency, have changed that in our own way because that's what we're good at. Okay, so we'll just flick through. So as I said, how Google and digital marketing fit into the world of modern business. Okay, so there'll be lots of things that we understand from, like I say, an SEO, generate traffic, search intent, all these things that you'll hear, and it's like, how does this all work? Okay, so we heavily work in Google as our main platform, but there is other platforms available, and you should use them. Okay, everything's an opportunity. All right, use it, or some aspect of it. So Bing, Yahoo, and so on, as I said before. Okay, so I like to give people context about how search come about because it's actually really relevant. So the internet and the first website, Tim Berners-Lee, Tim Berners-Lee, spit it out, obviously invented the internet basically. Okay, so actually he invented the World Wide Web and started in 1991. Okay, the first website was 1991. First World Wide Web is 1989. Okay. Internet, by the way, originated from the 1960s. Just to throw that out there. A thing called DARPA. Don't know if you know about that. I won't go into it, but I'm a big geek and I love all that sort of stuff. Okay, so networks and internet was around a long time before we started using them. Okay, it was just that Sir Tim Berners-Lee made it accessible using HTTP. Okay, and HTML and so on. All right, so Google, as we know, everyone says Google and they think as Google as the internet and being the World Wide Web. It's not. All right, Google is just a search engine that sits on top. Okay, I know people nodding, but I know a lot of people just assume Google is the be all and end all. It isn't. We need to remember that. Okay, and today it says, as I said here, over 65% market share. And actually, when you combine all their aspects of Google Maps, Google Images and stuff, that market share starts to increase massively. Okay, this is primarily search. All right, it's quite a scary thing. However, in the UK, Bing still contributes for about 25% of our search queries. Okay, specifically in the UK. That changes from country to country, all right, and it's increased. The reason that is that new computers and new software come installed with Bing and Edge and things like that, okay, and you're already using it before you even know it. The amount of clients I go to sit on their computer and I'll go, where's Chrome? Where's Google Chrome? And they'll go, what? And they're using Edge and it drives me nuts because I can't use it. So I'm way out of my depth, all right? But it is relevant, okay? So again, you just need to be aware of it, all right? So, how do I go back, sorry? Okay, so getting a click happy. However, the most important thing on this slide is this here. Okay, so this is about Google understanding what they set out to do in 1998 or whatever it was when they started their web and search engine. Okay, Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. This mission statement still stands today. Okay, because it is exactly doing that. All right, this is what they're trying to achieve, and they're actually becoming more and more relevant. They're very good at what they've said. They basically told us what they're doing, right? And we've got to accept that, okay? And this whole presentation will explain this in depth, okay? It's an eye-opener, trust me. All right, I hope so. Anyway, I was going to waste an hour. Okay, so we have multiple ways that we can feature within Google itself. All right, so spoke to you already, some of you this morning. Mobile, Google Ads, Google My Business, AdSense, YouTube News, Google Trends. There's even more. There's all sorts of things that we can throw in there. These are the ones that you probably know, okay? Google offers you these platforms to use and utilize. There's a reason for that. One, they obviously want to make money. Two, they want you to market, okay? They want you to be on Google and making your business work. These platforms you should try and use in one way or another. This one actually generates you income. It's not so relevant these days, actually. It's not as important. It means that you can feature ads on other people's websites, okay? It's a long story, I won't go into that. All right, so Google My Business, massively important for you guys, okay? Platforms available, use it. All right, so Google shapes the internet for us and allows us loads of opportunities to publicize our business. Okay, we should be trying to use these platforms or being aware of these platforms, all right, that they offer. So this is where it gets interesting, how we interact with search or interacting with search, okay? So Google, I did this presentation about 4 years ago, or one of the many times I've done it. All right, so They've developed this whole thing within their own platform called Micro Moments. Okay, so Micro Moments is classed as how we would interact or how we would search for things. Okay, and back then when they did this, they had this idea that it's going to be I want to buy, I want to know, I want to do, and I want to go. Okay, there are different ways that we would all search. Now, if you think about it, I want to buy, right? We do this all the time. Do it on Amazon, we do it on, well, all over the place. It's not just on the search engine, we do it all the time, okay? I want to buy new trainers. Trainers seems to be my thing today, okay? It's Nike ones specifically. All right, so I want to buy new football boots or whatever, okay? So these are types of search queries that we're doing. All right, this is not just a one-off thing. This is a massive amount of data that we're all doing. I want to know. We're looking for information, okay? I want to go and visit something. All right, we've got Eat, Sleep, Live here somewhere. Where are you? Eat, Sleep, Live. Okay, yeah, there you go. So, so you guys, obviously, you know, events, these are great, okay, I want to do. All right, this is really relevant to what you want to do in your search, okay? All right, so local data, I want to go, again, okay? I want to find the location. We all have, these can summarize pretty much every single search query, believe it or not, all right? We'll go into this a little bit further, okay? So, 4 key moments to be there. I want to go, I want to know, so, clicking to happy, all right? So we just said, someone is exploring or researching, but not in the purchase mode, okay? Yes?
Is this all in the book as well?
Is this what, sorry?
In the book as well?
No. You all right? You taking notes? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I should have pre-warned you on that one. This one, sorry. So this one is more about the presentation, just getting you to understand. If you want to take notes, more than welcome to. All right, so I should have said that. Okay, so otherwise I would have been writing books for a long time. All right? But what I will say to you though, think with Google, it's available on there. This is not my information, we just use it and we use it well, okay? It's understanding this information that matters, all right? So I want to know moments. As I said, so someone is exploring, researching, but not yet in purchase mode, okay? So we need to be present in these different types of searches. And what we used to pitch 4 years ago, and up until not that long ago, and you'll see this change as we go through this presentation, is we'd have this buying funnel, okay? And people will be at the top of this buying funnel. We want to catch them here and push them down to a buying thing. All right, it's an old marketing funnel, okay? Completely irrelevant now. I'll show you that in a bit, all right? However, what we need to think about is how is our business going to make sure that we appear for these different moments that people are Googling for us, okay? Are we relevant in Google Business, for example, okay? Are we offering what is information on our website? Remember I said to you about what is an IV drip? Yeah? I want to know what an IV drip therapy process is. Are we offering that information? Is that information consumable by Google? Are we going to appear in search? Because at this point, someone might be interested in something but not sure. So we need to make sure that our website is relevant for that search query. Okay? I want to go moments. I want to visit the nearest clinic to do that, to get it done. Yeah? Okay, are we there? Have we got an event? We've just been talking about events. Okay, have we got an event snippet on our website to make sure that our events are appearing in Google? Stuff that I'm talking about at the moment, and you're sat there going, what is he going on about? Becomes clear in a minute. Okay? We have ways to make sure that our website best appears for each of these types of search behavior. Okay, and we should be making sure we are doing that. All right? So, this is massively important. All right? So, Google will tell you, as I said in the last presentation, that site speed and things like that are massively important for your website to rank in SEO. But it's not just from an SEO perspective, right, guys? We need to be on a website that presents that information almost instantly. Okay, we need to make sure that what that search query is now going to answer the question on our website. Okay, so is it immediate? All right, is it relevant? And is it frictionless? You should be asking yourself that question with every single page on your website. Every single page. So you've done your keyword research, as I've done in the last presentation. You've got all your fancy keywords, your topics, you know what you're going to go for. Okay, so you know roughly what people are going to Google. Does my website answer these questions? Does it perform to its best ability? And is Google going to pick up on it, and is the user going to be happy with that? Yeah? So, super fast websites. Honestly, straight away. Okay, clear call to actions on your web page so people can see what they're going to click on. All right? Things that they can drive intent. So if someone comes on the website and it's not quite there, where are they going to go? Can they fill in a contact form? Can they click a phone number? Can they do something? Every opportunity. Okay? We've become completely different beasts in how we consume data. Okay? We'll look at websites now, and within seconds we've made a decision whether we're going to buy or not. And if we're not going to buy, we'll go elsewhere. And then we'll go elsewhere, and then we'll go elsewhere. We're just natural browsers now. You'll do it Prime example, you watch an advert on telly, and then next thing you know, in between Emmerdale, not that I watch Emmerdale by the way, you'll sit there and start Googling something that you've seen on that advert. And before you know it, you've gone on a Google trail. Yeah? Well, that there, guys, that advert has created what? Google, search intent, or what Google are coining micro moments because it's mobile. I'm just saying it's a micro moment. Because actually, someone's seen the ad and gone, oh, I'm going to Google. Driving a tent. Okay, doesn't mean they're Googling that product. Bear that in mind. They've seen an advert and gone, do you know what? I need to book a room because I'm going to go stay somewhere. Yeah? So how do we make sure that someone else's advert is going to make sure that we're going to appear for that search? Okay, locally, nationally, wherever it's going to be. Because there's search intent or micro moments all around us at all times. Okay? You'll go from here, start Googling things on your phone. You've probably been doing it while you're here. All right? SEO in Hereford. Are we present? Yeah? So you've got to look at these things and go, how are we going to best display our website, all these micro moments? I have an ongoing argument with people in marketing about print advertising, okay? So, and I smile because it's still relevant, guys, all right? So I hate it because it's hard to measure print. It really is, but Dale will tell you, we worked with a company a while ago whose whole business was built around doing an ad mag advert. And I said to him, are you sure this works? He said, yeah, I stopped it once and never got any business. It's measured, okay? I don't like it because I've got no analytics and I can't go, oh my God, where's the data? But actually it works because it drives search intent, okay? It's an old way of looking at things, all right? It's branding, marketing, these are all things that we've been doing for decades. And the same applies to search, okay? We should be thinking, how do we get that advert out there? How do we get our message out there? We touched on something earlier on about, what was the thing you said you were SEO on your website for? Mail order cakes, okay? No one's Googling, don't take this the wrong way, no one's Googling mail order cakes. Yeah, which is great. So what you've done though is you've gone, right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to SEO my website. I want to be number one for this keyword. And this happens a lot. But there's no value in it. Wow, what's happening? Why am I getting no value? Because no one's Googling it. Okay, so what do? We take these, the micro moments on the previous slide, and create demand. Make it a micro moment. How do you get someone to sit in there and think, right, we're going to do mail order the cakes. That's part of almost a branding exercise because they're going to associate your business with that brand search, okay? Really important, guys, okay? All right, so if you can start thinking about that, that's clever SEO. This is not techie stuff. This is just simple marketing now. Get a Drip, prime example. All right, the guy taps into famous people, stars, all these. Honestly, you would check his Instagram page out. It's amazing. Quite jealous because I never get invited. But he honestly taps into all sorts because he wants to drive intent. And what happens is, what happens in Google's eyes is that you'll suddenly go from mail ordered cakes to your business and your brand name. Okay, because what happens is Google associates the two. It starts to realise that your brand is associated to this search phrase. Okay, it's brand search. Nike, right? If you Google trainers, I'm going to use something else. Trainers is a prime example. If you Google trainers, right, you'll get Nike, Adidas, and so on. Well, how does Google know that they're trainers? Not because they're doing amazing SEO. They're partly doing, actually, bigger companies are doing rubbish SEO. They're very much brand heavy. Okay, sorry, Nike, just in case this goes out to the public. All right, so but the key is that you've got to think about, right, okay, I'm going to start looking at the keywords, drive search intent, but then what I want to do is make sure that search intent is associated to my brand. Okay, and we'll come into that a little bit further as we go through this. Does that make sense? All right, so this is now thinking, this is not about the stuff you're going to do on your pages and stuff that we've just covered. All right, this is enjoyable things now because you start to think a little bit out of the box. All right, email marketing, for example. All right, email marketing drives search intent. More relevant now than probably has been for a long time, even though we've got GDPR, all right, which is a nightmare, we all know, okay? There is some specialists in the room, Andy, that can talk about GDPR, isn't there, Andy? But listen, right, email marketing is very relevant, okay? List building is even more relevant than it used to be 10 years ago, okay? Because years ago when I started doing marketing SEO, you would have this idea that you go, right, we're going to do lead generation, build our marketing list up, market to the list, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, somewhere along that line, what happened is everyone went, oh yeah, we don't need an email marketing list. What we're going to do is do some social media. We're going to do some SEO. We're going to do AdWords, and we're going to perform well in search. Okay? But this list has got lost. We need to think about that again. All right? Because that data, that list of data you've got, all right, you can market to, you can drive search intent, you can do lots with it. You should be focusing on how to build these lists back up again. Okay? Use it and build it. All right? I like that. I might use that again. Okay. So these vital. Vital. That experience. Come back, I was showing you the Hotjar thing earlier on, that user experience. All right, if they're not finding it, they're not going to convert. All right? 3 seconds, guys. I've been saying that since day one of my business. You have 3 seconds to show them the information they need. If they don't see what they want, in 3 seconds they'll go. That's how quick it is. Okay? And the other one that I use a lot, and I still use, 3 pages. Right? You should find their information within 3 clicks, I should say, actually, not pages, 3 clicks. And I work with big e-commerce sites that have 20 odd clicks between categories. It drives me nuts because you can't do anything about it. So what do? You make sure that the pages that people are trying to find are the ones they're finding, not the ones that are sub-pages. Okay? So we really need to think about that. So, as we've just been saying, all these you can do. All of them. Okay? Local search, including rich snippet data that we've just been talking about. Appear for your local searches. All right? So if someone's trying to find you locally, make sure you're all being found locally. If someone's Googling you, you need to be there. Okay?
You mentioned Google, sorry.
No, go.
Google Plus. I thought Google Plus said right.
Did I have a Google Plus on there? Did I?
Just there.
Oh, did I?
Number 3.
Oh, yeah, it should be removed, that, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, so my apologies. That we like Google Plus, still do, and we use it but it's kind of disbanded. So it's an old. This is an old slide. So I do apologise. Yes, Dale's fault. He was tasked with removing Google Plus from everything because I didn't have to answer that question, Dale. Thanks for that. Okay, so we are advocates of all things Google, and I used to do a lot of stuff with Google Plus, and I still believe that you can use it for blogging and things like that. But I'm not going to get into it from a social media perspective. Use your standard stuff, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Okay, so thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so that's why I spotted that. You got that quick. Okay, so advertising Google Ads. Okay, this is always an interesting one because people don't like to spend money on ads, blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. I get it because you've got to be careful what you're doing, okay? So, however, a good AdWords campaign set up properly, all right, shouldn't be costing you money, should be making money, all right? That's what ads are for, okay? So, you've set up an ad campaign, and I love this one, for brand-specific searches, okay? So, your brand name, so the DM lab, okay? So people go, well, why are you bidding on that? Because people may not want to click on the organic search, they might go further down. So we try and make ourselves, we're not actually doing this ourselves, but we work with a company, say RA Architects, for example, who are doing very much a brand campaign at the moment. Okay? Because it gives you more real estate space. And this comes more relevant later on in the presentation. All right? Because it's all about that first experience when they land on it, ads, organics, and you can visualize it, right? You can all see it. So be present. Because people will be bidding on your brand names if you're not careful. Trust me, they do, because I do that. All right? As an agency, we will bid on competitors' brand names. There's no harm in that, all right? Can't do it, you're not doing anything wrong, okay? As long as it doesn't show it in the ad itself, you're actually just bidding on the keyword. Okay, sometimes you get asked to remove it. All right, say again?
So you bid on your competitors?
Absolutely bid on competitor keywords, yeah. Yeah, so in AdWords there's no reason why, so for example, I'm trying to think of a campaign we've got set up at the moment where we will bid on keyword related stuff to the competitor, including the brand name. So it could be that, obviously it's got to be product specific. So for example, if you're doing, my mind's gone blank. We've got loads of different AdWords campaigns set up, and I'm just trying to rack my brains. Who have we just done now, Harvey? Who have we got set up on it? Me Apparel, London Potion, no, I can't think what it is.
Would you say then, I'll have one question, and then for us, we, in the sponsored links part, and I see there's media.media, whatever, is in the search bar there. So I bid on that.
Yeah.
So Land Rover Hereford can bid for BMW Hereford?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you search for... And it just drives their price up, and then suddenly Land Rover pops up?
No.
What's the point of doing that?
So I'll come on to that now. So 2 things you've got to be careful of here, okay? So you kind of got 2 different sides of things. So if you're bidding on a competitor's keyword, all right, so BMW, Land Rover, obviously different cars. If someone's in the mindset to buy a BMW, I wouldn't necessarily be bidding on Land Rover type things. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to get across here, so for example, if you were an architect and this isn't happening with RA, but I'll just use an example. If you're architects in Hereford, for example, and you've got competitor lists of keywords that you can bid on, then you can bid on their brand name. Okay, because what that means is that you show up in that sponsored ad, the top 2 or 3 searches for that keyword. Okay, now the value of that can be a bit sort of like this, because actually if someone's looking for a specific brand, they come to your website, they might not think, oh, do I want to buy? But actually you can bid on keywords because people might not be in the right mindset. So at what point are they in that buying process? You know, I want to know moment, for example, right? If they're in an I want to know moment and they've Googled a brand specific thing, but they might have seen some signage somewhere, why shouldn't you come up? All right, so you've got them 3 top spaces, you should absolutely be showing up for that. Okay, so because it's not that you're bidding against the competitor itself and you're not making their keywords more expensive, that's not how it works. Okay, it doesn't mean that they're paying more for their keywords, that's just wrong. Okay, what's actually happening is that you're just being bid in the same auction as what they are. Okay, because they'll probably bid on your keywords and your brand name and everything. All right, so honestly, do some research in it, guys, but I promise you, all right, brand keyword marketing, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, what you cannot do, and I have done this in the past and got told off, you cannot do this, you cannot put the opposition's brand name in your ad. All right, so you can't put the actual copy of it in the ad. What you can do is the keywords are behind the scenes. Okay, so the keywords are things that you're actually happy to bid on and pay for to show up in that search query. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is just marketing. All right, big companies, there's me saying I don't know which one, Get a Drip, we're doing that exact thing with them. Get a Drip, the company I was talking about this morning, we are doing exactly the same thing. So we've got an AdWords campaign, it's costing pounds and pence, all right, that we're bidding on the competitors' keywords, the competitors' brand name. So we make sure we show up in search, even though we're smashing organics, right, but we want to be there for search as well, every opportunity, because we know they're doing the same to us. Okay, that's not unethical, guys. That's just marketing. All right, so it's just you're just marketing against each other. Okay, so yeah, so these put some thought into this. Right, honestly, I worked with Kappa Energy, and I've been working with them for a while now. And I met them when I first met them. They'd done AdWords, and they won't mind me saying this. They'd done AdWords, put some money into it, and within a day or two, the budget gone because they didn't know how to do it. And they were like, "Oh, we're not doing AdWords anyway." After 6 months or so of me working there and breaking them down and showing them what value of it and everything else, I said, "You've got to try this, guys." I said, "Okay, so what's the budget?" So they gave me. I said, "I'll tell you what." I said, "You give me the same budget you used and wasted, okay, and I'll see what I can do with it." 3 months later, and I'm saying this because there's a Kappa employee in the room. 3 months later, okay, I still hadn't spent that budget, but they'd had several commercial solar PV leads worth a significant amount of money, more than the budget. Okay, that's how AdWords should be set up. You don't set it up to spend money. You set it up to strategically earn you business. Okay. Anyway, that's another presentation, so I don't want to go into that because I love AdWords and we're a Google partner company, by the way. Okay, so. But all these things you can kind of do. We touched on the email marketing, driving intent, okay? Reviews, this will scare you to death, okay? It's a stat, which I just done for another marketing plan. Around, I think it was 85% of people will check out a review before they buy a product. Phenomenal. People aren't doing this. You know, there's lots of opportunity to get reviews on your website in Google Business. Rich snippet data, it's all there. I'll show you that in a minute, so don't glaze over and think, oh my God. All right, but I'll show you this, okay? It's honestly phenomenal. 15% of consumers are willing to pay more for a product that they know has been reviewed positively. More. So you can raise your prices because they're happy because you've got great reviews, because they'll come to you. All right, we were discussing this in the office the other day. You know, you look at a Sony product for 100 quid. You might not worry too much about the reviews. But what you'll do is you'll look for a cheaper product because we can't afford 300 quid. So you go for a 50 quid product, but you read the reviews. And that review will sell it to you. And you save yourself 250 quid. And hopefully got a good product. That's how we work. Yeah? So really, really important, guys. Okay? Content and analysing tests. We covered this already, partly. This content is king, queen, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Don't get tangled up with this SEO thing that people pitch to you that you need lots of content. Make it relevant, make it frictionless, make it immediate, okay? Does it answer questions that people want to know? Yeah? No, don't just put blogs out there for the sake of putting blogs out there. Please. Because you'll spend hours, months, days undoing that. Okay? And time wasted. All right? 2 blogs a month that are good quality are better than 20 that are just generic. Okay? All right, the only value you'll get out of that is if it's rubbish content, is that you might get Google to come and index your site and ping it and all sorts, but honestly, waste of time. Yeah, we used to pitch a long time ago, you do 8 blogs a month, blah, 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 because back then content was all about content. It's just pointless. Make it relevant, make it engaging, because if someone comes to your website and the content's rubbish, they bounce, they leave, bad SEO. Okay, so think about that process. Measure across devices. Okay, I forgot to click that one. This is really clever now, okay? So you have the opportunity to measure a user from multiple devices. Get your head around that. I'll come to that in a minute, okay? So you've got someone searching on a phone, go to a desktop, go to an iPad, come back to their desktop, go back to their phone, go back to the desktop, buy a product. You can measure that journey. That is happening all the time. You might Google something in the office on the phone because you don't want to get caught. Go home, look at it properly. Where's my next holiday going to be? Then you think, oh, look at a couple of different versions because I'm not sure. So you go and compare it on an iPad with your missus or whatever. This is what we do, okay? So you need to be thinking about how we can get this in place for you, all right? Especially e-commerce, really important, okay? So, some great stats for you now. All right, this is mind-blowing. So I said to touch on earlier on about location type searches. You know, I want to buy something locally, Herefordshire. We used to do this, and you think about it, right? If you sit there, you used to go nearest shop in Herefordshire, and you'd always add Herefordshire or Hereford to the end of the search, right? But you don't do that so much anymore because Google's got a little bit cleverer. We've become a little bit more reliant on the technology, and what you do is you just Google the word, or as these will say, you're actually Googling near me. This is changing massively, all right? So my kids are the worst for it because they'll ask Google everything, and Alexa and all these things, which I just don't get on with Alexa. I don't know what's going on with her. We've just fallen out recently. And but you will literally say, I want to go to what's on at the pictures now. That's not a local search, is it? All right, because you're not adding Herefordshire. So how does Google know that? All right, because one of the websites obviously marked up correctly, and we're trying to do all this stuff. But actually, Google's getting cleverer. Google knows. I'm rebranding it as I speak. Google knows, okay, that the cinema is near my location because it knows your location, your data, it knows your IP, it knows all these things. You don't need to tell it anything no more. It does it for you. Okay, so these searches, we need to think in, does my website appear for these searches? Yeah, this is not my stat. This is Google's own stat. 500% growth in near me searches. Okay, can I buy this from the shop? Can I be?
Just thinking of it being season as well with us. Hopefully ourselves will pick up for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to look at maybe changing stuff on the website to try and drive people to there
Yep.
to be able to buy our gift sets and stuff.
Yeah.
So would that still work? As in, I don't know what keywords would be. Local food producers, gifts, whatever. It is.
Absolutely.
So that would
Spot
work.
on. Yes.
But we need to be able to put that into the website for it to link in. Or
Yeah.
how would that
Yeah. So you would do. Good
How long
question.
does it take for it to actually activate through Google?
That's a
Or
great
something
question.
That's like 8 weeks.
Okay. Yes. Well, there's a multi-layered thing there. So the first thing is this, right? So if you structure your website, you need to think about the types of search queries going to Google. So your location data, very important. All right. So geo data, which we talked about in the rich snippet stuff, really important. Okay. Your Google business led stuff is really important for you. Okay. And making sure that then the search queries on the page are answered by a local gift supplier. Yeah. So you mean so address information should be on there, for example, and then keywords. All right. So in the content. So yeah. Second question. SEO is a funny thing, okay? And digital is a funny thing, but SEO, people will go, oh, it takes months to do SEO. It takes years to do this, and it takes 6 months to do that because it's great, because then we can get you signed up for a 12-month contract, and we're going to go, oh, yeah, we'll do your SEO. It's 12 months later, then we'll show you the results. It's absolute waffle. Absolute waffle, okay? Yes, there's legacy data, okay? So when you index something to Google, it takes time for Google to pick it up. However, which I missed on the last presentation, you can actually make changes to your website now and go and tell Google you've made them changes. And we've seen results almost instantly with some sites, okay? Not all the time. So Google will scan it, come back and scan your website. And, go, and you get false positive results as well, because actually what happens, Google scans your website, it's got better, scans your website, indexes you really quick, and all of a sudden you've got a good ranking. And everyone's, oh yeah, it's amazing, these SEO guys are brilliant. Then 2 months later it drops. Because what happens is Google comes back and looks and goes, yeah, maybe I was a bit hasty. I shouldn't have done that. And it happens, okay? So yes, time constraint is a problem. We would always say 8 weeks to 12 weeks just to be cautious, but actually you can achieve things quicker. And what we do to offset that is look for the quicker wins. Okay, so how would we achieve something in this time frame? What were we going to do? And then how we're going to measure it and what so on. Okay, there's always a way of doing it. You need to look at your short-term and long-term goals. Does that make sense? Okay, so, but interesting with these stats. My mic off now. interestingly, with these stats on here, you'll see that obviously they're very smartphone focused. Sorry, Kevin, where are you? I can't get it back on now. Look. I can do SEO, I can't do microphones. Okay, so you can see that these are amazing stats. Look at this. I mean, 80% of smartphone users say they consult their phones on purchase day back to make in store. All right, and there's a massive disjointness between people buying in store and people buying online. Okay, so digital can take you so far, and actually Google's getting better at now measuring offline sales, driven by search. Okay, because actually what happens is you'll Google something at home, and I don't know if you've done this, and you'll think, oh, I'm going to go buy that in town. So where's this sale attributed to? Search. Yeah, but actually we don't know that because no one knows you've gone and bought it in store. So Google's now sending these fantastic beacons out and you can do lots of things, but that's another story, okay? So micro moments, search intent on phones, massive, okay? We need to make sure we're present for these search queries, all right? Okay? So this one's an interesting one. It's Google stats, not mine, all right? And I'm only showing you the chart because it's the increase, there's weird numbers, they operate to it, but the idea is this, it's the trend line, okay? This ain't gonna drop, okay? And you can see such as food near me now, movies playing near me, there's a cinema, I still call it pictures, I still call it the pictures. And well, kids think, how old are you, Dad? Restaurants near me, open now, okay? We will Google things like that and ask the question. For local businesses, really relevant, okay? We need to make sure that we're appearing for them searches, okay? It's a bit of a risky one, this, okay? Because again, there is mobile, and there is desktop customers, and there is different types of customers. But the reason we've done this slide is that to make your business successful, you need to think about being customer-centric. Okay, that's how disruption works these modern days. It's not the fact that the technology is better. They just give customers what they want. Okay, and that's what search is all about. Okay, what digital is all about. Okay, customer-centric stuff. Okay, if you start categorizing these people in different things, mobile customers, desktop customers, iPad customers, different types of things, we are very different, okay? We all are very different. You'll be so baffled by how many different types of people they are, but they do fall into certain categories and types of search, okay? So you just need to think about your customers as a whole, all right? And then if you need to get clever with mobile marketing and things like that, that's another story again, okay? So, search intent. Keep going on about this, okay? And actually you'll see a bit of crossover here. This is specifically aimed at search now, okay? Coming back to the micro moments, okay? You'll hear about search intent in Google in a lot of different ways. And this is all about how we're searching, similar to a micro moment, okay? Again, you'll see informational intent, navigational intent, okay? Transactional intent, and commercial investigation, okay? Very different behaviors. But listen guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's only 4 behaviors, and you can assume, I know you shouldn't assume, should you, Harvey? You can assume that you're going to have people dropping in all of these categories, okay? And a great lesson for you, okay, is to start thinking, right, what sort of person is going to be an informational type customer? How do I start to make a bit of a bio about a person that's in that mode? What sort of questions would they be able to ask? Going back to SEO, right? This is going to put you on a whole journey of keywords and relevant content and so on. It's great. Because actually what we want is these people here. We all do. Right? As a business, we want them here. But that is thin, okay? The chances of getting them down there is harder, okay? But what you will find at this level is people will Google specific search phrases, okay? So if they want a product, they'll Google that product and buy it. Very different, okay? You're going to get more of people up here just searching and browsing. How do we make them go through this process to do this? Okay, search intent, okay? So, this is what I've been talking about, all right? And I had to cringe at this, but no. That's how I say it in my head, no. Okay, so listen guys, I pitched this to people. I pitched this, all right, and I did for many years. Absolutely did, all right? So I'm not here to say that, oh no, you shouldn't be doing this. And we used to, going back to the last slide, informational content, okay? People all up here all about information. They just want to know about stuff. And the idea is go, right, what we're going to do now is going to introduce some email marketing to make them a bit more interested. We're going to do some social campaigns to make them consider us. And then we're going to get them to do more intent and start searching, browsing, going further into transactional stuff. And down here, we're going to make them buy. And that worked for years. Great. All right? That's how we marketed. That's how people, and marketing people have been doing this for a long time, long before search was available. This is an old marketing funnel. Okay? Completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant now. Especially when it involves search, okay? because we've changed. Our behaviour's changing, customers are changing, the way we look for things are changing. Okay? Intent is redefining the marketing funnel. Okay? So, Jane's makeup journey, okay? It's all Google stuff, not mine. Okay, so what they're saying now is that we will search for things and we widen and narrow our search across multiple devices and multiple searches. Okay? We don't make this linear decision process no more. It's not like that. Okay? And you'll see, we've got what we call touch points. You might know what touch points are. It's all about appealing at certain touch points. Okay? Jane, 25, total touch points over 125 searches or search queries or some sort of touch point to a brand or whatever before she even makes a purchase. Okay? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right, and what we're talking about touch points is you've got these multiple searches. Okay, so as you can see, 5 searches there. All right? She's Googling, researching. So she's looking for, I can't even remember what she's looking for, makeup. Okay, hyperallergenic makeup. Spit that out. All right? So she's looking for that and she's going, okay, so she's doing a bit of research. At this point, informational. Okay, so that's because I'm touching, it's a whiteboard, isn't it? I keep forgetting, I keep touching the screen, thank you. Don't do that to me, I panicked then. I was like, oh my God, I broke it. So she's now at an informational stage. She's trying to understand and learn about it. Okay, but watch this. All right, so she's search. She then goes to YouTube. No purchase, but she's looking. Okay, she's now browsing YouTube for makeup and makeup appliance, maybe, whatever she's going to do with it. Okay. She then goes back to search, okay? And if you look, she's on mobile and desktop, okay? And what she's doing is she's actually going specific, so she actually finds a brand in one of these in a minute, okay? Well, she's finding best app, she's now looking for best, okay? She's now pushed down a little bit further in this funnel. But then she's got other searches involved, okay? So what we're saying is that each of these points is your business going to be on this journey. Because actually what you should be is making sure you're parent for these search queries. Because this idea of forcing them into a transaction now is almost silly. Okay, e-commerce is a bit different slightly maybe, but this is e-commerce, all right? This is they're buying makeup. Okay, so we need to think about that process of consumer behavior because Google used to be the thing that you could just go and Google and then you go, right, I'm going to go buy that product. It's become a whole journey now. Whole journey. We become experts in a product. I know about brand X because I'm amazing because I've Googled it 10 times. I'm good at SEO because it's all over Google. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just because it's over Google, by the way. I'm good at SEO. Okay, so, and finally we get to this point here and she's performed all these to finally find Ultra Beauty rewards. Okay, Ultra Beauty rewards birthday gifts. She's gone on a bit of a tangent now because she's looking for the value of something. Okay, she's looking at the Ultra Beauty gifts and the awards and the things that go with the product. Yeah? There's not even a hypoallergenic query. She's gone on a journey, okay? Finally, Jane searched for Ultra Beauty locations on a mobile because she's going to go and buy it from that shop, Ultra Beauty, okay? So she's now going to go find that location and buy it. It's taken all these searches to even get to that point. This is relevant for all of us. We don't work on a linear process no more. We don't. Okay? Anyone that's selling you that marketing funnel is wrong. Simple. Okay? This is obviously search intent. It applies to all sorts of marketing funnels. Marketing channels, I should say. Okay? Now, this one's even better because we'll all relate to this more so. All right, so, Jill, flight's journey. And we've all booked holidays. All right? We've all booked flights and things like that. So you can see, all-inclusive escorted tours of Ireland. She's going to Ireland. Irish Classic Tour of Brand X tours, okay? All-inclusive escorted tours of Ireland. She's really keen on Ireland. She's going to Ireland, okay? So she now starts to search, airline include Ireland, so she's now broadening her search again because she wants to make sure that the airline she's booking through is now going to cover the escorted tours, okay? She's started this search intent, this whole idea of journey again, okay? And she'll perform these searches. Now, this is the best bit. She's made the purchase on a mobile. She's booked her flights because she saw that Brand X has got the flights that she needs because they've got the escorted tours to Ireland at the right times and so on, okay? But this is the best bit, and this is what we all forget. At this point, customers bought. We're happy, great. But that doesn't stop there, because at this point, and this is relevant to a lot of businesses, guys, all right? So it's not just the flight industry, and I'm not just using that because it's an easy example, okay? She's now searching for queries after booking flights, okay? So how do we make sure at this point we continue that journey? is there more that we can offer? We might not work for all of you, I will give you that, because some of them are a one-off purchase and done. But actually, look, there is an argument to think, but then maybe I should offer something after this process. If they've booked a flight here, how do I then go, well, okay, we want to make sure that we're now offering other contact and touch points for a couple of reasons. One, you might be able to sell more products. But secondly, they start to look at your brand as a whole different value. Because they think, oh my God, this website's great. They've got all the information I need about what I want to do. Everything. Aftercare, right? It's not all about that initial sale, is it? Right? Car sales is a great example. You buy a car, they give you all this stuff that you don't need. Right? But you buy into this idea of that this aftercare and warranty and lots of stuff. Right? I'm not saying you don't need a warranty, but make sure you get a warranty. Okay? So we need to make sure we're now present for these search queries that could be followed after. And if they're not, if we don't know this and we don't know what they're Googling, we can start to maybe use search intent to make sure that people book and buy a product, and we email them, right, a process that might follow on something they bought. You create search intent, build value in your brand search. Yeah? This is all great stuff for SEO. Does that make sense? Okay? And again, obviously I forget, but we've done this. I guarantee you every single person in this room has probably done this. What size of luggage you can do. We're looking for this information. Ryanair's rubbish for it. Sorry, Ryanair. So, we do this, all right? We absolutely do this. And you've just got to think about those touch points. How are we going to be there for those touch points? Okay? So a lot to process that, all right? A lot to process. But if you can start thinking about these things from a marketing perspective, not just an SEO perspective, it will change the way that you look at how you market your business. Social media, all right? How are you going to contact people for social media? Can you drive them to your website? Can you drive them to search? Do you want them to go to your website straight away? Lots of different things you can look at, okay? You can create a whole social media campaign around what someone does after they buy a product. Yeah? What's the value in that? Well, they're going to refer you. They're going to recommend you to other people. It's great business, guys. We've been doing it for years. We're just now doing it on search. Okay? So, this is the mind-bending stuff, though, all right? So you think that was hard? This is going to be even worse. No, it's not, okay? This stuff, I find really interesting, okay? So Google, I can feel this wire everywhere. Google, as I've tried to sort of explain throughout the both presentation, has a way of dealing with data, okay? And they're now using what's called machine learning, all right, to better perform searches for you. A prime example of that is that, if you Google something in the search bar, and then you go to search something else, Google starts to give you search queries that were related to your previous search. You don't even realise it half the time, it's just so clever, okay? So I use this actually to Gareth at the back when I saw him the other day and we were talking about it. Gareth's a big fan of the Broncos, is it right, Gareth? And I said you could Google the word Broncos, an NFL team, okay? And then you Google the word Bronco and it'll come up saying NFL football, all right? And then you Google the word Denver, all right? And then what it'll do is, you Google the word flights, actually, I said. You Google the word flights, and what it'll do is it'll present you flights to Denver. And you haven't even used the word Denver. What it's done is it's taken the word Bronco, knowing it's the Bronco, whatever they are in NFL, in Denver. All right, they've taken the word flights and worked out that you're trying to get to Denver. Now that's scary. That is scary, okay? Because your whole search, who's controlling the search? It's not you. You're being pushed alongside the journey. Yeah. So again, Broncos. I want tickets to go to see the Broncos, I want flights and so on. Airlines need to make sure they're present for these things and searches. Yeah. Well, the same applies locally. Okay. You should honestly sit there later, Google some stuff. It's scary, all right? Because it will just take you on a search path. Just be careful where you end up, obviously. All right, but you will end up in all sorts of places. All right. So Google's getting clever and clever, and how that does that is machine learning. So what Google does now, it takes a certain set of data, and it's been doing it for the original presentation, which I touched on at the end, was done in 2015. They've got an algorithm called RankBrain, okay? It's a machine learning algorithm. And what that does, it looks at millions. Imagine how many search queries are going through Google. And it will keep analysing these search queries. And it's as simple as this. It will realise which search queries are performing better and which ones aren't. And it will just go, that's failed the test, that's passed the test. That's failed the test, that's passed the test. That's what machine learning does in simple terms, okay? It's not AI yet, but it's on its way there, okay? So what that's doing is it's making sure that every opportunity is giving you the best search results for your query. take yourself back to that Google statement. Yeah? They're continuously improving that at all points. And that's what we need to be aware of. Yeah? Okay. So, Kaplan. Okay, so this stuff here, have you seen this in search? Okay. Featured snippet, you hear me about to talk about snippets and data and microdata and all that sort of stuff. So this is here, okay. The reason I've showed you this is obviously a client I work for in local in Herefordshire, okay, and what is commercial solar thermal heating, okay. Informational. I want to know moment, straight away. People will be Googling this, not ready to buy, but if I can get them there to that website, we'll make sure that we're present for the search queries. Yeah? Now, this here, you don't even need to be top of Google to appear in that. Although we are. Just double check that then. Okay, although we are. All right, this data here, all right, is all stuff that's been pulled from other people's websites. So actually, although we're there, click on that, click on that, click on that, and click on that, that could be another 4 websites. Google's taking your data and using it in their platform. You don't need to be first. You just need to make sure your data is correct, accurate, relevant, immediate, all these things I've said for that search, with good SEO obviously. But you need to think about that, okay? We work heavily to make sure content is structured in a way to appear in these featured snippets as much as possible, because you'll get lots of clicks here. As you go down, not so many clicks, okay? Google is using our data, all right? Rather unfairly, which I'll come on to in a minute, all right? So there's a guy called Rand Fishkin. If you don't know him, follow him, go on Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. I've interviewed him in the past, SEO legend. Some of his presentations inspired by him, and he proper goes to town on Google and how they use our data, all right? So, and I'll come into that now. So, there you go, which micro moment is this? What is? Yeah? Okay, I want to know. I want to know. Yeah? So on this page, which I can't click because it's on the screen, obviously we've got stuff about what is solar thermal, lead generation forms, pop-ups, whatever we've got to get in there to capture leads at every opportunity. It's my job as a marketing expert to go, right, how am I going to get these people in and how am I going to get them in through the door? Yeah? Good. Okay, so interestingly, as I said to you, Google's using our data, and this is becoming more and more relevant in our search queries now, all right? Look at this. This is Hereford events. I've just Googled this, just thought, well, we're trying different things. All right, so you've got some good websites here coming up, okay? And actually, funny enough, this is great. So they've marked up their data to make sure the events are appearing on the data. Great SEO, okay? Because in the top 3 searches, that's quite appealing. You probably click that before you click that. Yeah? Good SEO. Nothing to do with me, I don't think, is it? No, not one of mine. Okay, so, but what I'm saying here is this here never used to be there. Google's pulling all this data in and now presenting it to us. Okay, what does that mean? Well, if you start clicking on these, although it's got your brand names on them, some of them won't take you to your website or their website. It will take you to Google, and it will take you to Google, and it will take you to Google. And I'll show you this. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. So if I show you this, okay. So I'm going to book a hotel in Leicester. Okay, watch. Okay, so brings me up the best hotels. I'm going to click Ibis. Watch where I am. Where am I? Okay, I'm now going to book a room. So dates are there. So Ibis has got the dates I want. So I'm going to book that one. Where am I? 3 clicks. Haven't left. Okay. Book a room. So I'm going to click it. Still Google. I'm not winning yet. Ibis are losing massively. The business is still going to go Ibis's way. Okay, so I'll come on to that. So anyway, the process goes on. Okay, I wasn't going to come from this because I'm rubbish at doing this stuff from current slide. Okay, here we go. So the point is that Google's taking our information and making sure that they present, after I get tangled up again, they present that in the best possible way for the search query. They're doing their job, but they're just using your data. So the question is what's the good of SEO and all this sort of stuff then to appear in search? Well, this is where SEO gets good, guys. Okay, because actually what you need to be doing is making sure that you try and feature in these things, all right, somewhere along the line, all right? okay? Because the business will still come your way, but what will be relevant more so is that, for example, you might find there's a drop in traffic to your website, but business continues because they're finding you through other sources and other mediums. You need to be aware of that, okay? Weather, all done that. Structuring your data very differently. Sponsored ads. Google's real estate's now pushing you further and further down the website. Organic results are getting harder to achieve because you're being pushed down by what Google offers, okay? So you need to think about how you're going to present yourself better to Google and appear in these queries, okay, or in these areas. These are obviously sponsored, as we talked about, okay? Brands, we've all seen this, okay? Knowledge panels. You seen a knowledge panel? Yeah? Okay, big Google business. All right, so again, look at this. This has all been, look, I mean, you've got Microsoft there, Microsoft News, MSDN is pulling information in from Microsoft.com and putting it in there, okay? Because it's picking up the data and going, oh, right, okay. And all I've done, or what they all did actually, was Google Microsoft. All right, so because Google's clever. It's thinking, well, I'll just show you everything that's Microsoft related, okay? Oh, sorry. This is a great one. So this company here is someone I work for in Milton Keynes, Sweat Studios, okay? A yoga studio. Great place. If you ever go over there, highly recommend it. Woman's lovely. Anyway, we've been working with her for a couple of years. It's driving me mad because the business was good, we were doing really well from a lead generation point of view, but we were noticing a drop off in brand traffic. It was dry. I was like, what? No effect on sales, but brand, and it was like, I'm an analyst, right? So I look at the statistics and go, oh my God, where's this traffic going? Brand traffic's disappearing. And what we discovered, right, is people weren't even going to the website again, right? They would Google Sweat Studios, and because we presented this data, they were just clicking the buttons here, website, ring, whatever. They don't need to go to the website. Mobile devices is even worse. You've got a mobile device, it's there. So if you're not there, you're not going to win. All right? We don't have to be on our website. They don't have to be on our websites to transact anymore. Okay? So what we actually did is then got this lady to embrace her Google Places and Google Business and everything else. Okay? And if you watch, you'll see, hopefully. Oh, why is that not going down? Oh, shocking. Let's have a look. I've got to play it on the bottom, I think. How do I get that to play? Oh. Hang on. There is a video there that should play somewhere along the lines. How do I get that to play on there? There is buttons somewhere. Where's that gone? Oh, it's going to be a bad example now. Bear with me a sec. There it is, look. Yeah? Can you see? That fills up the whole screen. And if look at this stuff here is in Google Business. So we've got her actively posted now in Google Business. Okay, events, all the things that you can do, you can put it all in there. So you're capturing them before they even get to your website. You're managing expectations before they even get to your website. Utilize that. It's free. It's time, but it's free. And it's time well spent. They're just posts. They all link to the website. They all link to signups and things like that, okay? But use it, okay? Get this data filled in. Interestingly, what I wanted to show you there, which we touched on before, is this. 87 Google reviews, positive. Yeah? She also has reviews on her website. She also has reviews on an external thing. It's easy when you've got a yoga studio because she got lots of people, obviously. Okay, but you can mark up your review data to appear here. All right, so you will find that sometimes if you Google things, you'll get stars underneath their searches. Have you seen this? It's because they've marked it up on their website. Yeah? And if you go through this search, I don't know if it actually showed on that one, you will see it on one of them. Hopefully. Is it on one of these?
A Google
No.
email account to be able to review. You do, don't you?
I thought they stopped that actually. I think
That has been our problem. Just lots of people haven't been able to review
To log in.
there because they haven't got a Google.
so. My tip to that, I believe they stopped relying on the Gmail thing. I'll confirm that though. So because the easiest way to do it, guys, is if you're going to send out review marketing for Google Business, is this: you click on the review yourself, okay, and it pops up. It gives you a nice little pop-up, okay. Copy the URL from that pop-up and send it directly to the people that you want to leave a review. When they click it, it opens straight up into that screen. All right. So all you do is you take so for example, if you take that link from here, I won't be able to do it because obviously it says still. But if you click here, okay, and then go to leave a review.
Oh, there.
Yeah, so you've got leave a review on there somewhere. Yeah, it's obviously if you go in there, it says leave a review. Okay, when you click it, it gives you the pop-up for someone to leave a review. All you've got to do is copy that URL, send it off to your email marketing list, which we're doing. We actively do this with some companies. All right, great for review marketing. My advice to you is this though: select the people you want to leave a review. Okay, all right, because once it's out there, it's hard to get rid of. All right.
How many do you want to be sending out at once? Because I heard that you try and get so many, because we haven't got any Google reviews yet, even though we've had lots of orders.
Mm.
Ones, so I've only just set up the Google business page.
Mm-hmm.
But do I send it out to all of the 200 odd customers that we've had? Or is it good practice to do that and then get all of that back at once? Because I've heard that if we had too many in one go, it actually has an adverse effect.
I agree. So this, yeah, no. So actually, look, if you can mass email, but it's not so much that; it's the management of that is the issue. So suddenly you email 200 people, and 10 of them leave a review. You've then got to work out which ones have, and you've got to remarket and all that sort of stuff. So selective marketing. So you do maybe a promotion saying, whatever it's going to be, come by for 10%. Don't forget to leave us a review, whatever it's going to be, right? So you could do it that way, or you could just send them a personal email. I mean, this is what I do. I'll email people and say, just leave me a review, and just say, put it on LinkedIn as well. Yeah, obviously relevant for me because it's business to business. Okay, all right. So yeah, so in short, I mean, you can mass email, but I would manage it. Manage it bit by bit. It doesn't have an adverse effect if you suddenly have 200 reviews.
Right,
okay. So I think what you're trying to get to is the fact that it could be classed as spam and buying reviews and stuff like that. I mean, if 200 people leave a review, you've done well. Do you mean? So to be honest with you, I think you'd be surprised. So I mean that in a polite way. I mean that because if people won't do it,
and then it might go up to, I don't know, 20.
Manage it is my short answer. Okay. In the long answer, you probably wouldn't have a massive effect, but just in case, manage it. Okay.
Sorry, I was showing my nose here. We make video content, you know. And,
I do.
Can you do the same thing for reviews on videos?
Uh,
Never looked.
That's a good question. So in terms of like through YouTube and things, is that what you mean? Yeah. So basically, if you've got like absolutely. So if it's a live URL, guys, all right. If you send it to someone, it's going to give the other person the same experience. Okay. So just think about that. All right. So, but yeah, it's a good question. I haven't looked at it. Dale's waving at me again. 2 minutes. Never 2 minutes left. Okay. So So try it. Let me know. I'd be intrigued actually. Yeah. Yeah. Another one. Another one. Great is Trustpilot. Use it. You can actually invite people through email for that. Use it. Great review data. TripAdvisor, I got asked about that the other day. Absolutely, if you've got a way of getting on it, use it. These are great for local stuff, okay? Local citations, you know what I mean by that? So you've got like Yale.com, Yelp, Google Business, absolutely use them all. Okay, Bing Business, okay? Great for local stuff. Because Google checks their data out. These guys are already marking their data out, like we've talked about in the first presentation. So they will be telling you, Google or other things about your business because they do their job properly because they've got lots of money. And lots of people doing it for them. Okay, so utilize it, okay? So we touched on this before in the break. I was talking about events and things. We do some stuff with Luctonians. Interesting, we do some of these are dots, but we've got to, don't go into that. But we do, this is a great example of their panels and how they use, we just Googled the word Luctonians, it's brand specific, okay, Luctonians Rugby Club. All right, so, and actually if you look at theirs, it's brilliant, okay? So they've got really good snippet data, if I get out of the way. This just looks amazing. Look at this. It's events they're running. We're just what we're doing there is putting the events on Google on their website, and Google's bringing it in and put it into that. We're not doing that, just Google doing that because we've marked up the events correctly. Great exposure. Okay, products can do the same. All right, you can do lots of things with it. Okay, gives you time, days, and everything else. Look how long it is. It's great. So we've got to fight for this real estate on the web. Okay, I know it's brand specific, but you can start to get this to appear not just for your brand, okay? Because obviously brand related search means that you're going to come up, okay? It's working now, look, it starts to work. Rank. So I touched on this before, I won't go into it too much, but just to give you an idea how Google works, you have regular algorithm updates, which is what affects how you rank in Google, okay? There's 200 to 300 factors that potentially affect your website from an SEO perspective, or ranking factors, I should say, okay? We don't know all of them. Site speed is really important. I didn't discuss it enough in the last one. I'm a bit annoyed about it myself, but listen, use page speed insights, Google page speed insights. They're all in the book, all right? To check your speed of your website, really, really important. Don't just get suckered into measuring the speed of one page. Okay, it's very easy as an SEO person to go, oh yeah, we've sped up your website. No, they haven't. They sped up one page, and they're checking one page. All right, page speed insights by Google, test my site. All right, will test your whole site across everything, and then give you all the recommendations to speed it up. Really important. Okay, so it's really important. Structure, all those things that we talked about in the last presentation is really relevant. Okay, in terms of ranking factors. However, this one, RankBrain, the machine learning process, the stuff that I've just been discussing, how you appear in search, okay, is Google openly admitted, all right, that it's the third most influential ranking factor. Okay, RankBrain, machine learning, how people are searching for you, how they're interacting with you. Google won't admit their search ranking features for obvious reasons, because otherwise I'm going to go make Google, or Google 2, or whatever you want to be. All right, but they do tell you the odd one here and there. Okay, so this algorithm is continuously updating now. There used to be this thing where you'd have, I used to have it on one of the old presentations, you have a timeline of all these different types of algorithms. You know, it would be a content one, it would be a speed one, it would be something else, all these different things that would be updating Google and affect your website. These algorithms are almost working every day in different levels now, okay? So content's still relevant, you know, as an algorithm for that. There's an algorithm for speed, there's an algorithm for this, okay? So you need to be aware of it, but this one is going to become more and more relevant, okay? So the reason I'm showing you this is I could talk to you for 3 hours about machine learning and search, I really could, all right? But my advice to you is to do a bit of Googling, have a look at it. It's mind-bending stuff, all right, if you find it interesting, honestly. Okay, so this is actually a little bit out of date. So we've just been talking about this sort of stuff now. An extension of Humbird, this again, another algorithm, semantic search. Semantic search is all about putting meaning to the web. Well, this is kind of what the whole presentation is about, making sure that your entity is understood by Google at all times, okay? An AI, I kind of called it AI, I probably shouldn't have actually, that deals with 15% of searches a day. This is a bit old, so it probably needs to be updated. It is machine learning more than it is AI, okay? It's unfair for me to say AI. All right, so it's using aspects of AI, all right? Machine learning system, as I say there, and deals with ambiguous searches. What that means is it's now able to understand the stuff that it never used to understand. Okay, so it's getting cleverer and cleverer every day. All right, landscape is changing, guys. Okay, can we SEO with it? You can, because as I just showed, there's lots of things we can do. All right, but you're battling now with the fact that you need to make sure your data is better presented than the other person or other company. Yeah, or your entity, I should say. I keep saying entity, that's the one you need to think of. Because until you tell Google what that entity is, it has no idea. You might be able to do caravan sales or book caravans or solar energy or whatever, yeah? But it doesn't know. It doesn't understand what a cake is. It does, because it's better. Yeah? So do Google adhere to their mission statement? Yeah. They told us in 1998 they're going to do this. Yeah? And they're not just doing it now, they're doing it better than they've ever done. Right? And they're using our data. So it's actually a bit underhand, because what we've said for many years is, tell you what, Google, you can use our website, stick it in the web, it's fine, it's no problem at all. As long as they find us and we can get some business from it, you can use our data. No copyright, it's not a problem. But they've got a monopoly now. Yeah? And they've gone, yeah, we'll use your data. But what we're going to do is keep them in Google. We're going to make it a little bit more Google-centric. And that is happening. Okay? May change, but I'm convinced it's not going to. Okay? All right? Yeah? Tips for your site. Little things for you guys, all right? So this is ranking factors that potentially affect your website. Okay? Really important. And I haven't mentioned it once, actually. It's on the next slide, I believe. Link popularity. Okay? This is interesting. People, have you heard about backlinking from an SEO perspective? Okay, we hear about backlinking. Drives me nuts. Okay, but it is relevant. All right. Unfortunately, the only way you can tell Google is you can do all this markup stuff and fantastic things, but what you've got to look at is also contextual content. All right, entity link building, for example. So what you would do is potentially go onto someone else's site, pick some content on that website that's relevant to your product. Do not, any opportunity, try to do any clever stuff with the link. All right, there used to be a way that you could put, for example, you'd link back to the DM Lab, and in that link you'd call it the Digital Marketing Lab, SEO, Hereford, whatever it's going to be. Do not do that. Do not do that. Make the link brand specific, and the content around it, that's search specific. Yeah? Because that's going to drive search intent related to your brand. Yeah, so the whole piece might be about digital marketing and SEO. The link at the bottom is just the DM Lab. And Google's able to take that context and associate the two. Clever. That's what good content's about, not dodgy backlinks. Okay? Really relevant, one of the biggest factors, backlinking. Okay? Social media.
Could you just explain that first one, please?
Which one?
Number one, focus less on keyword-rich anchor text instead on content relevance of the link page.
That's exactly what I meant. Sorry. So basically, you used to write a piece of content, and in that piece of content, you would put SEO and link it back to my SEO page. Content, link it back to my content page, and so on.
Yeah.
It's pointless. You know, because so Google, when it scans a page, it will look at all the links, and if you're linking back to the same page, for example, it'll only give the value to the one link. Yeah. If you're doing it with exact match anchor text, you can vary it, but just be a little bit careful because people do get a bit cannibalistic with it, and they're starting to link SEO. Pointless. Don't need to. Yeah. Okay, I can see it now. So the idea is that the context around it, the content around it, should give the context to the link. Yeah.
Excuse me, I've just written a page about a new beer.
Yep.
And we know that our hops are grown at Stocks Farm. So
Yep.
I thought, because it looks a different colour on my page, I'll put a hyperlink through to Stocks Farm.
Yep.
Have I done what you said, or have I done the opposite?
What was the text for the link?
Stocks Farm.
Fine. Brand specific.
But if I'd done Endeavour hops and made that the link to Stocks Farm, that's less good?
Starts to become a little bit spammy. So because what you're trying to do there is almost, how Google looks at these things now is that it'll try and think that you're outsmarting Google by saying, look, this website over here, not for your website, Stocks Farm's website, is trying to rank for the hops keyword. Yeah? And it looks a bit forced. Now, you can, so let me explain it. So I'll come on to that. So the key is it's all about balance. All right. So years ago, you used to be able to do all this anchor text content, which would be SEO or hops or whatever it's going to be, keyword relevant stuff that's going to help you in search. And people did it to death. And then all of a sudden, they got deranked because Google goes, you're trying to force rank. You've got to look organic. You've got to look organic. So what we recommend is do very much brand stuff, link to brand, okay? Content around it relevant to the brand, all right? But you can mix the odd keyword in there, all right? So just be a little bit, the reason I say don't do it is because people start to get a bit cannibalistic and then they'll come back to me and go, oh, you said to do this. What I'm saying is, look, if you're not sure, don't do it. Keep it brand specific and make the content relevant, all right? So the reason it doesn't affect your site is because Google's come to your site, scanned it, and gone, your content's fine, all right? So you're ranking fine for whatever you're ranking for. Then what it does, it looks at that anchor text, it's like a robot, sees the anchor text and it says Stock Farm, it goes off to Stock Farm. That's great, because that's what it's relevant. It's related to the Stock Farm. The content's relevant. It knows about the hops because it can see the hops in the content. However, if you link hops and then back to Stock Farm, it'll look at hops and go, I'm going to Stock Farm. Okay, there's relevance somewhere along the line, but what's the relevance? You're opening yourself up for a question that shouldn't be asked. Does that make sense? Have I explained that right? So just think about that process when you're linking back to people or people are linking to you. Again, free tools, SEMrush will tell you what your backlinks are, tell you what your anchor text is. Okay? So, and again, as I said, build your brand. I've been going on about this, guys. It's not down to just an SEO person to be masterful and do it all for you. You've got to work hard and keep your brand development going. Okay? Because this is what's going to drive search intent. This is what's going to help your brand, all the stuff that needs to go along with it. We should just form part of your whole strategy. Okay? Ensure your site loads quickly. I've banged on about that, and content is high quality and unique. Simple. Okay, and this is based on national searching ranking factors. Okay, so again, anchor text of external links, it's 20%. This used to be massive. Okay, link popularity, how popular the link is from the site. Wikipedia, for example, if you've got a link from Wikipedia, winning is great. It's a good link. If it's a link from Joe Bloggs' site that no one knows, the value of that's going to be very small. Think about that. If you've got 100 low-value sites linking to you, right, but you get one that's got high value, the one that's high value is better. What's the point in having 100 that's irrelevant? I work with big companies, okay, who will be competing in competitive markets, And we've got one in the finance industry, for example, who's competing against someone that's got over 1 million backlinks. Imagine how long that's going to take me to build up. But it's not the million that counts. It's the level of backlinks that count. So we pick on the ones that we can do. Still turns out to be 100,000, but that's another story. All right, so, and again, these factors all come in on page. We've just been talking, on page is a lot about what we've been talking about this morning. Okay, and all these factors come into it as well. All right. Social media is an interesting one. Okay, social media. People will tell you, sorry Dale, I know, but I've got to finish now. Social media, all right, will say there's a sort of a divide in our industry that, oh, social media has no effect on SEO. Waffle. The reason for this is this. Social media itself doesn't have so much, but Google's now understanding what your entity is. Again, Twitter, Facebook, it understands. That's why when you've got the knowledge panel, you can have Facebook and Twitter in there. It understands your entity exists there. But what social media does do is do what? It drives search intent, which then results in people coming to your website, looking at your website, behavior, so on. It's an effect on SEO. Has an effect. Social signals have an effect. Search intent. Okay? So, the final one, I'll PDF this, guys, if you want it, a copy of an email, but this is useful for local people, for you guys, okay, for obviously working on a local market. Citations. Citations and Google Business make up 33% of your local ranking factors. 33%. It's easy. Yelp.com. I don't like Yelp, but you've got to do it. All right, Google Business, Bing Business. Get listed on these things. Local directories. Yeah, they all count. Local citations. Make sure your address is correct. Make sure your opening hours are correct. Make sure your phone number is correct. Make sure your email is correct. Make sure they all match. Any mismatch, not good. They have to be correct. Okay? Reviews, 13%. So between them three things you can achieve 50% of your local ranking factors. You can do that. You don't need me to do that. I'll charge you a lot of money if you want me to. But you don't need to. You can do this. You can put this in place and go away and go, right, we're going to go and do this. Okay? Good. And that's me, guys. All right? I hope that was good. I hope you got some sense out of that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, hey, listen, guys, like I said, it's not a pitch. Get the stuff at the end. If you need me, email me. I'm like Batman. I've got a signal. All right, so I will come running. All right, so drop me a line, phone call, whatever. But thanks very much for coming today. I really appreciate it, and the ones that helped out as well. I just want to say a special thanks to these guys from Gloucester University. They've actually stepped in to help us do some filming today on a placement. So big thanks to you guys. All right, well done, guys. Thank you.